following actual play may be considered disturbing by some audiences. This video may contain explicit language, violence, and depictions of trauma. This may not be suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is advised.
The gnome Ceramorphs offered the Agents of SHAILD a warm and safe room to spend the evening. Laurel asked Dredovex about the strange nautiloid ship and whether there are many more. Through telepathy, Dredovex shares their memory and knowledge of the different ships and animals used to traverse the astral sea. Cautiously, the party locks the door, takes a watch rotation, and get an undisturbed long rest. The following morning, in an attempt to inform the group, Laurel reveals to the party their changing nature and transforms into Nildar Sunblight. Farron, while normally confused by almost everything, seems to understand Laurel's true nature, while Call and Elena become immediately suspicious. After some brief explanation to their true self, Laurel is able to calm many of their friends' concerns. While planning on how to infiltrate Sunblight's citadel, Laurel suggests appearing as Nildar Sunblight with the other agents in tow as prisoners. Call brings up the extremely relevant plot hole in the plan that Laurel does not speak, nor understand Undercommon. Call decides to ask Dredovex and Vorin if they have any spare Stay Still juice, and receives 9 applications of carrion crawler poison. Mounting up, party heads south with the gnome squidlings and flesh golem in tow. Further into the spine of the world, cold wind rises as they near Sunblight Citadel. Applying to the poison to their weapons and Laurel's cragcat claws, they ascend the stairs to the citadel entrance. At the entrance, silence greets them. Farron and Call quietly and gently open the main gates. Being well oiled and unlocked, the doors easily open inward. Farron, with his blind sight, immediately sees a lone invisible Musgart Durgar. After a brief discussion, the guard retrieves Grandolpha Musgart, the eldest and leader of their clan. Grandolpha orders that the agents be taken prisoner, and the other Durgar put them in manacles that are latched but unlocked. She pulls them aside and assures the party that the Musgart clan will fight with them, but only after they make the first move. Grandolpha continues stating that she will present them to Zardarok as gifts. Descending through Sunblight Citadel in an elevator, the party is brought to the Forge, where Zardarok Sunblight is working on his infernal machine, the Chardalyn Dragon. Grandolpha approaches Zardarok and presents her prisoners. As Zardarok begins to speak, Call takes action and tries to attack. Reacting far faster than expected, Zardarok psychically forces Call to attack Grandolpha. Looking to Call, she says, "I know your mind is not your own. Musgarts, to arms!" Combat breaks out across the citadel. Elena releases the gnome squidlings and instructs them to attack the Durgar King. After several harrowing rounds of combat that even sees poor Yami launched into molten metal, an enlarged and severely injured Zardarok, with 3 squidlings trying to remove his brain, tries to complete his creation. As he rushes to the Chardalyn Dragon, Call lunges at him from behind, shoving his sword through the Durgar King, and with his last and dying breath, Zardarok wakes and releases the dragon. Stricken with as it rises, a metallic, almost grinding voice echoes from it.
I will destroy my master.
Stricken with a deep fear, the Agents of SHAILD watch in silence as it destroys the foundry and forge that were used in its creation, then leaves for its destructive mission. In shock, Grandolpha murmurs, "It got loose. Oh shit." And that's where we pick up. Oh, and for a last little note, at the end of the party, at the end of last session, the 4 here did level up to 6.
Yay.
DM, point
Yeah.
of order.
Mm-hmm.
Yami went into some molten hot shit.
Mm-hmm.
He was also wearing Zeke's goggles.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see those anywhere?
Make a perception or investigation check. Just let me know which. Keep in mind, investigation is with your hands.
Right, that'd be kind of hard. Definitely perception. I got a new d20 to roll. Okay, that's a 19.
Looking around the molten Chardalyn, where Yami was thrown, I want you to roll a luck check for me. Just a straight d20.
Okay.
You do notice that when the Chardalyn Dragon did blast its radiant beam across the forge and the molten metal, that the fire did go out and it has started cooling.
That was a 4.
You see poking out of the cooling molten Chardalyn what looks like Zeke's goggles. They are in reach.
Can I run over and with a short sword try to like scoop them out?
Yeah,
Or with one of the forge implements.
Sure, my greatsword wouldn't be a little longer.
It might. I mean,
Try.
if it's close enough, I just need to like scoop.
Okay. Make a dex check for me, please.
Oh, I'm really good at these. Would I have advantage for any reason? Probably not.
Do you have a reason you might have advantage?
Because
actually,
I rolled a
specifically because of how worried you are that Zeke will murder you over this. Yes, you have advantage.
Oh gosh.
Okay, that's not a natural one. That is a dirty 10.
Dirty 10.
Ooh, dirty 10.
You loop your sword through the leather strap of the goggles, and it starts to come free of the molten metal. And your sword cuts the leather strap.
Oh.
And it sinks.
Guys, it was nice knowing you. I need to leave town.
Laurel is still looking at the sky, like just
Same with
at where the
Elena.
dragon left.
It's like the big hole that it left is like.
There's a large 40-foot by 40-foot square hole in the ceiling that it ascended. Farron, behind you, Grandolpha is patting you on the back. She's like, "Let me help you with that, dear." And a little spectral hand floats over and pulls the goggles out. They are no longer goggles. It is a monocle.
Oh.
Could work.
And she's looking at it.
only...
I think they're still magical, too.
Might only lose an arm over this. That's not as bad. I'm gonna grab them, I guess, and wait for them to cool down and throw them in my pack and regret putting them on Yami.
But he looked so cool.
He did look so cool.
Laura looks down finally and looks among her companions. Is anyone hurt? Okay. Speak now.
There might even be an
Paul, you're
indent
fine.
in Farron's chest.
I got a little bit off me, but I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Carl's still kind of looking at the big hole, and then he's gonna look down and try to see if that big hammer he was getting hit with is still over there.
It is next to Zardrock's corpse.
That is
Awesome.
11 points of healing.
Yeah, Carl's gonna walk over to it and pick it up and take a gander.
As you pick it up, I would like you to make a Constitution save, please.
Fuck. Constitution?
At advantage because of your orcish nature.
Alrighty. That is a 12 at advantage.
You take 3 points of poison damage. But because you're resistant, it's halved to 1. And you, as you're holding this thing and looking at it, although the handle is somewhat wrapped in leather, the majority of this hammer is made from Chardalyn.
Well, Carl, he's got a hold of the leather handle. He's gonna try to put it in the haversack.
Yeah. Goes right in. You have the Duragar thrower. Similar to a dwarven thrower, but for Duragar.
Carl would like to look at King Dick Buckus and see, was he just grasping this hammer?
Yeah, barehanded.
Barehanded? Okay. Does he have anything on him besides his?
Make a perception or investigation. Just let me know which.
That's dirty 20 on perception.
Awesome. You notice that he's wearing plate, like a dark plate mail leggings. He's wearing kind of like a wife beater and the blacksmith apron. Couldn't remember that word. And you see his crown. And as you're close enough to him, you notice that it's actually digging into his skin, into his skull. And every single point not only is attached to his skin, but into his skull. Beyond that,
Freaky.
not much going on.
I think Carl would call some of his friends over to see if they could make heads or tails of this. Or
Yeah.
what the hell is this?
Yeah, I'd like to search the body.
Make an investigate check.
Okay. That's a 6.
You find the same stuff Call did.
Okay. That is gnarly. Yes. That is serious and awful.
Do you have proficiency in medicine, Laurel?
No.
Does anyone?
Checking. No.
All right, that's fine then. Never mind.
Oh, nothing. There's nothing here. It's fine.
Is the crown made out of Chardalyn?
Yes.
Yikes.
Looks
How
like
much
it.
of him is made out of Chardalyn?
His crown.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
The crown and the hammer.
Okay.
And if you look close enough, his plate mail leggings.
Yikes. Does his skin look disfigured at all?
Make a medicine check.
Okay.
I mean, I can assist in that if that helps anything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, have
I saw it in
advantage.
the book once.
That helped. Okay, that's a 23.
Looking him over, there doesn't appear to be any... Like, you've noticed that when you all touch the Chardalyn, like when Zeke did those couple times and when Call just did, that even though it fades after a short period of time, the longer you hold it, like a blackness, almost like a disease, looks like it's going to spread across your skin. You don't see that on Zardarok. You do notice, though, that where his crown is, it doesn't look scarred. It looks like it's natural, like somehow magically grown into his head.
That's nasty. I share this with the team.
Could Carl kind of like lumberjack the top of his skull to take this crown? Like
You could certainly try.
Just twist it
Yeah,
off.
we're just gonna like. I understand it digs into his head, but let's just like tomahawk it. Just take the.
Or like treat it like a beer bottle cap,
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
like
Yeah, just what are you planning on using to do this?
I feel like he'd just take his great sword and just put it at like
Mhm.
right. You know how you said the crown digs into his skull, probably like a little bit lower than that.
Yes. Thank you
and
very much.
Cut through the top of his head.
Okay, make an attack with advantage.
Why am I trying to cut this down Dick Buckets' head off? I do not know.
I don't either, but I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Come on, please. That's a 21 to hit.
So you line it up, and kind of like the way golfers take a few practice swings, you take a couple, and then over your head, and lop off the top of his head, and like right below where the crown is, and the top of his head separates from the crown, and the crown is just separate. But it looks like it has these wicked points that most definitely went through his skull.
Boy, heavy hangs the head that wears the crown, but never did I realize the crown might look like it's wearing the head.
Okay, so now is. Oh. So the crown is still on his head?
No, it is where you cut, like the top
Yeah.
of his head rolled off with the crown, and then the crown fell apart from it. So the crown
Okay.
is separate.
Okay. Well, I guess Call is going to try to grab the fleshy part of his skull and like finger it and put it in a haversack so they can have this crown as well.
You
You
could
might
just,
have to-
like scoop the crown up on
Yeah.
your sword and drop it in.
Yeah, we'll do that so
Okay.
we can ask somebody else about this.
All right,
we'll,
so you,
we'll discover that some later date. It'll be great.
Yeah, right now we got a big Chardalyn Dragon to deal with.
yeah, add Crown of Chardalyn to your inventory list.
Okay.
2 capital C's there.
Laurel reaches over to Farron again and squeezes his shoulder, and a little glow of green, and he gets 23 more points of healing.
Oh, thank you.
You all do
we-
notice that Grandalfa is tending to several of the injured Duragar, and other Duragar are putting like full-on locked manacles on several of the Sunblight Duragar. It looks like this is now the Moosgard Citadel.
Viva la Revolution!
Hey, thank you for your help. It was most appreciated. He was a bit of a twat.
Yeah, he's
A big twat, but a
seemed
twat nonetheless.
Hey. How do we deal with this dragon? Did he have any plans? Does it have like a crippling?
Does it have a weakness?
Yeah, a weakness.
Is there an off lever?
Is there?
How do
an
we
off switch.
destroy it, disable it, stop it, hinder it? Like,
I would say you would have to destroy its power source or its physical form. And it's powered by the heart of a red dragon.
No big deal.
yeah, really.
Laurel reaches towards Call, and they. Please, could I just have your flask? Just a little sip, please.
Call hands her the flask. He kind of unscrews the lid a little bit here.
Yeah. Laurel tips it way back and drinks a couple heavy sips and hands it right back to Call.
It is a very thick, like honey tasting liqueur. Like not quite syrupy, but almost.
Yep, Carl has a little courtesy sip with you. You know, always down for a drinking partner.
And she's, after thinking for a minute, Grandolph is like, I don't really know if it has any weaknesses to my knowledge, but I do know some of the things that won't do anything. Cold, poison, and radiant do nothing.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
if you have non-magical weapons, don't even bother.
Okay.
Okay.
Beyond that, I'm not particularly sure. Oh, and because it's a construct, you cannot change its form. It has an immutable form and cannot be changed.
I don't know what.
Can't polymorph it.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I'll ask her, is there any way to touch Chardalyn without it killing you?
Aye, if you find a way to cure it of the evil within it, or find some naturally occurring non-evilified Chardalyn, of course. Unfortunately, have any of you heard of the Shard or Crenshinabon? Anybody can roll a history check if they like. DC 20. Yeah. This is some obscure shit.
That's a
Zeke,
16
where are
prepared.
you?
Damn
Zeke!
it, Zeke!
She's
Hang
like,
on.
well, needless to say, Crenshinabon was an evil being. Wanted to use the power of the Shard, which was also quite an evil magic item, to become a deity. And the nature of Chardalyn and wanting to absorb magic, the Shard imparted this evilness to it, which is now the poisonous curse that it carries. Outside of Icewind Dale, if you find any Chardalyn, chances are it'll be fine. Other than that, you may have to find somebody holy to remove the curse.
Okay.
I know a few people, but
Unfortunately, removing curses is beyond my ability.
How did he learn to build this? Were there any
He would go
Plans?
into like trances, and his eyes would glow
A journal?
like purple, and he would say he was speaking with deep Dwera. He has a number of schematics in very strange. It's not a language I recognize.
Can we take it, please?
Oh, sure. I have another question. So, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, when Zadarak was really trying hard to push for the dragon to be finished, they captured a wizard. Does the name Velen Harpel mean anything to any of you? Elena, you recognize this name immediately. Farron, no idea. Laurel and Call can roll history checks. Call with advantage because of where you've been many times.
That's surprisingly a 19.
I got a 6.
Okay. Call, you're just like, it's just another name. Laurel, you're good, and Elena, just because you're from Neverwinter, you know this, especially being nobility. The Harpel family is a very affluent, noble family. Many of their members belong to the Arcane Brotherhood. It's a kind of like a league of wizards that want to better themselves. The name Velen specifically, Elena, doesn't ring a bell, but the last name does.
I don't know who it is directly, but he's from where I came from.
She's kind of like an older, grey-haired human lady. Should I bring? I mean, she kind of points a bit to the north of where you all are. There's an entrance going into another area, and she's like, She's in the prison, but I was planning on letting her go because I don't need her.
Will she help us?
She didn't seem to want to help Zadarok, so it's quite possible.
Okay. I mean, we'll get her back to civilization at least.
I'd
If
appreciate
there's any
it. I don't want to
civilization
be.
left,
I don't want to be in charge of her.
we need to go. We need to. Is there Lady Gwendolfa?
Is there what? Sorry.
Is there a quick way to get to the Dale?
No.
I mean, the 10 towns. We're in the Dale.
Unfortunately, the citadel was made out of the way on purpose.
Of course. Of course it was.
I think what needs to be priority right now is finding out what the path of that Chardalyn Dragon is.
Yeah, Laurel pulls out her map. The big navigator map.
I believe he had a map with his schematics. It might be best to check in his study.
Okay, please lead us to the study. We need a way to ground it, and then Call and Farron can. But we need a way to ground it. Elena, you and I need to take it out of the sky somehow. We need
I
to
have
get
access to some magics that can probably hopefully ground it. Cold magic won't work. Radiant won't work. I think poison also couldn't, or acid or poison couldn't work.
poison. Yeah.
Poison.
Dugan's Hole is the southernmost town. Is the closest to here.
That's going to destroy everything.
She leads you
And then
through the.
Good mead.
I'm sorry.
Nope, it's fine. I'm saying this as we're.
So Grandolpha leads you through the citadel. Do you ignore the prison that's closer and just go to this place first? I mean, you can. I'm just curious.
Whichever. If we go boom, 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 sure.
Okay, so the prison is closest, so that would be the quickest. Arriving in the dungeon, the dark corridor has narrow iron doors along the north wall and two similar doors at each end. An iron crossbar seals each door. In one room, there is an odd, bluish, gray-skinned humanoid with large eyes and very, almost featureless, just tapping at the bar and watching any of you. And you're looking around like, Laurel, this is a doppelganger. Farron, you would
Yeah.
also recognize it based off your nat 20 from before.
Do like
And
the
it's-
hairs raise up on like the back of my neck kind of thing?
Yes.
Because I don't really like doppelgangers.
And as you all kind of like see this, it looks right at Laurel, and in a blink is Laurel. And a smile that almost goes too far. A very fey smile. Too big. It just smiles silently. In the
Nope,
cell next to that,
leave it.
in the cell next to that, you see a middle-aged woman, gray hairs, some wrinkles going on, bundled up in some very nice-looking clothing that's been dirtied a bit. She has an eye patch on, and she's just kind of sitting there, like sitting in the back shadowed part. She's like, you killed the king.
Yeah? What's it to you?
Potentially freedom, I hope.
Where you hail from? Elena's
Yep.
just gonna play it cool. She just kind of looks back at everyone, just like, kind of like gives an international signal for play along.
From Neverwinter. You all don't look like Dale folk.
Listen, we can get you back, or at least give you the ability to head back to Neverwinter. Is that all you want? Is there any reason why you're here, or you were brought here for some reason?
I study ancient magics. There's rumor. Now, this is a strong rumor. Like, I've heard this from some very reputable archaeologist folk in the arcane studies, that there is a crashed Netherese city in the glacier to the east.
What does that even mean? Laurel breaks away looking at the friggin' doppelganger and is like, that is so far away from what we need to focus on right now. There is a dragon that is heading towards the 10 towns. Will you help us?
If you help me afterwards.
Does that mean getting you back to Neverwinter?
No.
Or at least giving you the means to go there? Or...
I don't plan on returning there anytime soon.
Relatable.
Elena, knowing nobles, this woman is not carrying herself like a noble. But knowing the Harple family, she does have the family resemblance. And they generally carry themselves all hoity-toity and think they're better than everyone else. This woman seems strangely down to earth.
Do they also have a tendency, personality-wise, to be duplicitous or anything like that? Would I have any inclination in that regard?
No more than the average noble family. No less, no more. Not like your uncle.
We'll help you.
Good, because I've been stuck in this box for a couple weeks. It's been terrible.
We'll help you. But please, we do need your help. Any help that can be offered. We need extra hands.
My pack is over in the king's study, so...
That's where we're heading next, so...
Oh, good.
Grand Alpha, if we can get someone to unlock these doors, please.
Hey, why does she look like you? And she gestures towards the doppelganger and then to Elena now. And as you all look, the doppelganger looks exactly like Elena, but again, the too-wide smile transforms back into itself, and the smile gets bigger.
Hate it.
Don't let
What are you
that
going to
out
do with
ever.
Hate it.
All right, we'll leave that one in there. I don't.
Yes, please.
That one's disturbing.
Don't
Don't
ever
let
let
it
it out
out.
for any reason. I don't care if it looks like someone you know.
Yep, I'm about to take the damage so I can hit it with this damn hammer you keep fucking around. I'm just saying.
It turns into you, Call.
Oh! Let him into the cage. Just open the door and let Call into the cage.
Cage match.
Cage match.
These cages are 10 by 10. They're not very big.
Cage match.
Grandolpha's like, hey, we should just... There's more important things to deal with than this thing.
Agreed.
Velen stands up and kind of dusts herself off, gets some of the frost that's been building up on her in the colder dungeon. Let's go see what he's got. Grandolpha leads you into... It doesn't look like a study. It doesn't look like a workshop. It looks like a temple. Inside this room, you can hear loud mechanical noises that seem to come from behind the south wall. Standing in the middle of the room, facing the double door to the north, is a 7-foot-tall statue of a female Duergar in a scale mail robe. The top of its head, above the eyes, has been sheared off, making space for a stone brazier that gives off a flickering flame as if hair. Chained to the statue's pedestal is an emaciated, malformed creature with rubbery, purplish-gray flesh, a bulbous head with a metal plate bolted to it, and sinister eyes. Farron, it doesn't look exactly like the mind flare you saw at the Duergar outpost, but this is a mind flare.
I'm just gonna point. No.
It's got a metal plate. Are you fucking serious.
Why? It's alive?
If this guy's name is Clarota, I'm fucking out of here.
It's not.
Okay.
It looks pretty messed up and emaciated. And you can also look to see that it doesn't have face tentacles either. They've been cut off.
Ooh. I don't care who you are. That's awful.
That's just brutal.
That's brutal.
And you all hear this. It's definitely something that's not generally used to speak. Used to speaking. This creature is definitely more used to speaking psychically. And you hear, "Who are you?"
The Agents of SHAILD?
I know not this name.
Totally fair. That's new.
Free me.
Oh, God.
I just want to go home.
How would you get home?
There is a passage to the Underdark beneath the temple.
Would you close that passage off behind you?
I am incapable, but I will send those to do such.
Insight check.
Yeah.
Really?
Not great. That is a 14.
18.
Farron, he
And
wants
I
to eat
rolled
your
a
brain.
22.
Farron, he wants to eat your brain. Laurel and Elena, this seems like the pleading of a dying creature.
Yeah.
I kind of exchange glances with Laurel and just have this like look of just misery.
Aaron's going to draw his sword.
Having just recently been around the gnome ceramorphs, there was a weird, almost static energy around them because of their psychic powers and the psychic nature of the nautiloid and the squidlings. That feels absent. It's very strange that this creature decided to speak to you rather than into you. And he holds up his hands, and he can barely lift his arms with the chains on them.
Elena's gonna do a really, really bold thing and just like hold them, and just like the most sympathetic gesture that she could give anyone that anyone could have given anyone to her in her state. And she looks into their eyes. And she turns to the rest of them. You need to let him go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you know what a psi crystal looks like? And do you know if one is located in this?
I do not understand these words.
Okay, never mind. You didn't hear that then.
Your language is not mine.
What
What?
is your language?
The squidlings come running,
The squidlings come running. Okay, good.
and they like their tentacles start like petting it, like caressing it, and almost like trying to cuddle to it. And he
What are these? These are monstrous. They would have never been allowed to live.
Oh, well, they're fine. They're
fine.
They're fine.
It does feel nice.
Yeah, see? See, it's okay.
Guys, remember proximity. Remember
To be
proximity.
held.
Calm down. Don't go too crazy.
Do you free him?
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
As you break the chains, it just seems to caress where the manacles were. It tries to stand, and the squidlings help it.
This will not be forgotten. Thank you.
And the Ceramors help it behind the Deep Duera statue, where there are, if you look back, there is a tunnel that leads deep down.
Okay.
And he just starts to go, and the squidlings come back.
Okay.
Looking around the chamber, you do see several tables, many of which are covered by what look like drawings of the dragon, pieces of it. Does anyone speak Infernal?
Nope. I got excited for a second there.
Oh, maybe Zeke does.
The language looks very harsh. It does not look remotely dwarvish or like any language you all know. And there are arrows pointing to parts of the dragon. Like, you can... Oh god, none of you are smart enough. Never mind. You guys can at least extrapolate what the symbols for Chardalyn is, because there are crystals, like very accurate crystals drawn with the same symbols in certain places. So you can pick out, Chardalyn and dragon and heart. So a few words do
Yeah, I
make
think
sense.
between the four of us, we could assemble IKEA furniture. So I think we could figure
Break
out.
out that crayon and paper and just do the
Yeah.
little indie scripts. Yeah.
I gather up all paperwork that I can and put it in the haversack. If there's a journal or anything that I can look through on the way to getting to the dragon.
So Velen is kind of still tottering a little bit from having, been in a cage for a few weeks, and she's look over, she's like,
Does she need to be healed?
she probably needs food.
Okay.
She looks across, and she takes one of the maps from you, and to you it like she's like, may I look at this?
Oh, yes.
And it's definitely a map of the 10 towns. Like, you're able to discern that. But because it's written in Infernal, that's all you're able to understand. And she's looking at it, and she points to Dugan's Hole. 1, Goodmead. 2, East Haven. 3, Caerdinival. 4, Konig. 5, Tourmaline. 6, Lonelywood. 7, Bremen. 8, Targos. 9, Brynchander. 10.
That's the path.
We need to contact Midge.
We don't have the book.
I
We
have
don't have the
message.
book.
You have
can
message or sending?
I have message.
Message is 100 feet.
Ah! How the hell can she reach me?
Sending.
Level 5 spell, yeah.
No.
We need to go. We just need to go. We
have
need to go.
We have to get it. We have to get in.
Velen's like, do you have a plan? Should we?
We get there and we try and take down the dragon.
Where do you
think
want to
that's the
try and
plan.
take it down? I mean, it left maybe 15, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, let's go.
It's already on its way to Dugan's Hole.
You're not making it any better.
Listen, I'm in for the at least the short ride. I just want to know what's going on.
Okay. Did the gnome Ceramorphs, did they say that there was a psi crystal here?
No, they said it was in
No.
Tourmaline.
Okay, so there's really nothing more to do.
Do you say anything? Well, okay, you did mention the psi crystal to the mind flare, and
Yes.
I was like, psi crystal? I mean, if we can get a piece of pure Chardalyn untainted, it might be able to do the same thing.
Okay.
I wonder if any of the molten stuff is pure.
Let's go take a look.
It's worth a shot.
We need something. We don't have a plan.
Being that Velen is significantly more trained in Arcana than Elena, would you give her advantage?
Yep.
Okay.
And she's so far so good.
She has a
being
+8
supportive.
on Arcana. That is a 27. She looks down at it and you see her eyes flash like detect magic almost, and she's like, this stuff that's been through the smelter, it's much more pure. And a little spectral hand goes and scoops up some of the, it's not glowing molten anymore. It's more like glass when it's still hot but not glowing. Like it seems to flow in the spectral hand. And she lays it out, and the hand kind of molds it into, more of a roundish shape. And then it cools, and as it cools on the cold floor, you hear like as it crystallizes again. And unlike most of the Chardalyn that you've seen, which is a dark, dark green, almost black, there's still like green seen in this. It's very dark, but it's not almost black. And she picks it up. You see her eyes flash. Well, actually, she still has Detect Magic up. This might work.
She touches it?
She's holding it.
You can
You
hold
put
it?
the hammer in there? Oh shit.
Elena's gonna go to touch it.
It's cold. And it feels like crystal.
Okay.
May I? And she just goes to hold it.
Elena, make an Arcana check for me, please.
Is it roughly the size needed that we saw on the Nautilus?
There were many different sizes.
There are many different sizes. Okay.
That is a 10.
You feel something arcane about this, but that's it. And again, you are holding it, and it is not hurting you.
Well, that's amazing.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt.
Can we try and farm more of that before running off?
You can certainly try.
It
The
would
amount
be up
that
to Velen, right?
the amount that she took out probably ended up being, about like 2 or 3 inches across and maybe 4 or 5 inches long. Like it wasn't.
Okay.
It was like a big handful.
Okay.
And she's like, it probably would have taken near on 10 minutes to get that formed. And
Oh, we
cooled.
need to go. We need to go.
But this will do. So let's take this. Does anyone have a cannon?
Oh, we have some ballista upstairs on the top. I don't know if that'll help though.
Attached to the
On the
fort,
citadel.
though. On the actual citadel. Okay.
Yeah.
It won't help us in the long run.
Call, you certainly can do that if you want, by the way.
Yeah, he's gonna try to take the damage. He's gonna pull the hammer
Make a con
out
save,
of the
please.
sack.
With advantage.
Yeah, you've seen this is some weird stuff. He doesn't know what's going on. That's an 18.
That's a success, so you take half damage, which is 2. halved again to 1 because you're, resistant poison. So you take the dwarven thrower, or the Durgar thrower. What do you do exactly with it? You just...
I take it and I basically just stick like the actual head of the hammer in where they had that piece at.
I would like you to make, as you start to dip the hammer into what is remaining of the molten Chardalyn, I would like you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh God. Okay. Please. That's a natural 20 for 26.
Call from
Yes.
the lava, like the molten metal. As you start to almost dip the hammer, it crawls up around the hammerhead and up, starts to crawl up the shaft, and you feel it being pulled. But you're strong, you even, like, not quite fly into a rage, but almost, and you're like, this is my goddamn hammer. And you start to pull it back, and you watch that okay, so it hurts to hold it, but it never gets hot. And then you notice that it doesn't hurt anymore, and you watch as a hand has wrapped around the head of the hammer and is changing the shape and composition of it almost. And then it flows down away. And the hammer, it's a different shape now. It's still a hammer. It's still made of Chardalyn, but it is a little more green. And doesn't hurt to hold.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
And as you pull the hammer away from the molten Chardalyn, the surface starts to crystallize.
Yeah. Carl does a couple, little
Heck
twists with the hammer, puts it on his back.
Heck yeah.
So this is a +2 returning hammer.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Returning hammer?
Returning
you can
hammer.
Hunt that thing? Oh yeah.
We have a meow meow now.
Meow meow.
This is no longer a dwarven thrower because it has taken a little bit of your essence from it, and now you can use it. So it's just a +2 returning hammer. So you have uses strength for any attack, including ranged attacks. So it's, if you just look up whatever a throwing hammer is, or just a regular old hammer, +2, and it has returning.
Alrighty. Yeah.
We need to be directed to the out.
Bone's like, Grandolpha, you have enough to take care of. I remember the way out. Grandolpha's like, I'll stay with you. I don't trust many of the Sunblights, even those that have supposedly submitted to our law. So I'll stick with you.
You're gonna fight? Come
No,
fight?
no, I will walk you out.
Oh.
Ensure your safety within my citadel.
Oh, okay. Thought you might be,
I have to return order here.
That makes sense.
And if the dragon returns, we must be ready.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
If anything,
I honestly
try and
think...
see if you can get Chardalyn tipped weapons, ballista ammo, anything to pierce its hide. It seems to be the only way we can probably defeat it. If I'm to go off of...
Chardalyn itself is quite brittle. Once it is enchanted, it becomes significantly stronger.
Magic will defeat it.
Aye.
Uh,
So she starts to walk you out, and on the way out near the entrance, she takes you through what almost looks like kind of a stable. And inside, you see a dog sled that has 6 dogs tied to it that don't appear to be breathing. Baron, with your primeval awareness from before, these dogs are undead. They're not your dogs.
Thank God.
How do they look? What
Given the
state?
cold weather, honestly, they look like they just stopped breathing. That's it. There's no decay. They don't stink.
Okay.
Velen walks in the room and all 6 of them eyes on her. And she's like, good. You're all still here. Are you 3 idiots still here? And from the back of the thing, pop 3 kobolds. Velen returns! These are...
Wow, you have an entourage.
Listen, it happens. Should we get going?
Are the kobolds alive?
Yes, very much so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, our dogs are just down the pass, like half a mile.
There is a benefit to having undead dogs. They don't need to rest.
We won't need to rest in between here and... and Laurel takes out the map again and is shaking their head and is doing like the fingers thing, the distance thing on the map, and they say it's from Sunblade to East Haven. It's about 16 miles, so that would be...
That's a
With the
long way to
dogs.
go across the tundra in one quick go. The dogs, they'll get tired.
But the dogs can get tired and they'll get better. I mean, we'll give them a big rest after we get there.
I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, I could make them undead and they'll be able to run forever.
Laura looks to her teammates.
If we make that decision without Zeke, I think we'll all regret that.
Zeke would
We will.
kill us.
Zeke's
We'd
already
all be
gonna kill
dead.
Farron.
Who's Zeke?
One of our other
a
traveling
buddy?
companions.
A maid
Our
agent,
friend.
a friend.
Why is he not here?
He's doing his own
He's
necessary
helping us in
thing.
another place right now.
He's
Yeah.
currently in the Astral Sea.
We're not gonna kill the
That's
dogs.
a lot
We're
to
not gonna
unpack.
kill the
Oh,
dogs.
Okay, okay.
That's
Let's
not our decision to make without him.
let's take your dog sled to our dog sled and go.
Yeah.
She packs up and gets everything set. They start to slide the dog sled out. And then outside on the ledge where you guys came in the main entrance, a boom arm swings around. And it has a platform on it. And Grandolpho's like, you can ride that down, it's a little bit faster. And it'll get the sled down too.
Wait, what are we? I'm sorry. What are we?
There is an
riding
elevator on the outside, so you don't have to descend the massive stairs.
here? Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Velen
Oh,
gets
man.
her undead dogs, dog sled, 3 kobolds, and the 4 of you, and Grandolpho's like, you all will always have a friend in the Moosegart clan. You did good here, and I'm sure you'll do good by the Dale. I must take care of my own, but my well wishes go with you. And she hands you a bag that sounds like it has glass jingling in it.
Oh.
There are
What's it got?
4 potions of healing in it.
Oh.
Regular ones.
Oh.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Take one, put it on my belt for easy access.
Yeah, should we each take one? Each have one on our person? Okay. Okay, put that down in your inventory. 1 potion of healing. Okay. Thank you. We expect you to keep your word that the Moose Guard just plan to expand trade in the area rather than be violent.
She reaches into her belt pouch and she pulls out a scroll tube, and she's like, "This is a message for the speakers of the 10 towns from
Okay.
the Muscat clan, explaining Zardarok and his issues and our plans. If you could
Okay.
please deliver this at the earliest convenient to any speaker, it's fine. I don't personally know any of them, so if you have a preference, I trust you." And as you all start to lower down, Grandalfa bids you farewell, and you hear the doors close on the citadel. Takes about half as long to be lowered down as it would have to walk down. And you see in the little cleft of the cliff where you left them, blanketed up, I assume, the dogs. And they seem very happy to see you all. Start to look very happy that they might have new friends. And then growl at Velen's dogs.
Hey, none of that.
Fenris's hackles go way up at the smell of the dogs.
We'll just keep them separate.
It's fine. Call goes and gives him some scritches.
Yep.
Fenris, yeah. There you go, buddy.
And then it goes to pay attention to the other dogs. It's okay. It's okay.
They start to look around and don't see their other friend. And there is a whining that they gesture towards Farron.
I know, guys. I know. In a little bit, hopefully.
How long does it take for Yami to come back?
Not very long.
Oh,
Short
okay.
rest.
Okay.
Not even that. I think it's a minute.
You could have done that while you were dealing with all the... while Call was doing his stuff, or Velen was making the crystal. So if you want, we can wreck on that.
Yeah, can we wreck on that?
Oh,
It was after Grandolfo would have told us that the dragon doesn't care about cold damage.
Mm-hmm.
I will make Yami... Let's make him red again.
ooh.
So you all see, so the dogs, they just immediately recognize Yami's scent and they nuzzle up against them and they're all, bouncing at each other, all happy. And you all mount up and start heading. Where are you heading?
Dugan's Hole?
Do they even have a speaker?
God.
Goodmead does not.
Good meat,
Oh,
does.
good
Good
meat
meat
does
does
not.
You have not been to Dugan's Hole yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
Places.
Laurel's looking at the map and they're just massaging their forehead like this, and they're just kind of holding the map up to everyone and saying, "Y'all, we're not gonna make it to Dugan's Hole or Goodmead. There's water that separates us. We would have to go around."
I can get us through the tough patches.
so basically we have to go the long way around. Or hope Midge contacts us again, head telephone call.
Right.
Or
That's an option too, because we don't know where the dragon is right now.
You know where it's en route to. And you also know it's much faster than you.
yeah.
I hate to suggest it, but maybe we should go.
Cut to one of the next towns on the list.
East Haven.
East Haven's the big one.
East Haven.
Try to cut it off at one of the
Maybe at least we can prepare the large town of East Haven.
With the map in hand that you have, Laurel, and being the navigator, and with especially with Farron's now familiarity with the tundra, it would take you just as long to get to Dugan's Hole as it would to East Haven, and longer to get to Goodmead than both, because of having to go around the bit of open water.
Lake.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like by the time we got to Dugan's Hole, we would be in the wake of whatever would be left, I think. So I think the best route would be going to East Haven to maybe cut it off. Call, could I have another drink from your flask?
Yeah, Carl's going to take it out again. He's going to take a sip first, and then he's going to hand it to her.
And this is really the first time you've seen Laurel drink, and they toss
Laurel
it back
Constitution
again.
save.
And hey.
Can I tie Yami to our dog sled, kind of like Rudolph, to give it a little extra oomph?
Roll an animal handling check with advantage, and add expertise to it because it's involving Yami.
That was a natural 20 for a 22. So Laurel is just so stressed out that it doesn't even affect. Doesn't matter the alcohol content.
If I'm going to start being your bartender, you're going to get cut off at some point. Just know, Carl knows how to say no.
What else am I adding to it?
Expertise, so double your proficiency.
Great, because I didn't roll great, but at least I'm proficient to begin with. That's a 13 with double proficiency.
So you explain to Yami, in Yami terms of what he needs to do. You're like, you're just going to lead the dogs. You're going to pull the sled, and you're going to go where we tell you. You're just going to pull. Lots of pulling, lots of running. He's like, you think he's got it?
I mean, I could just tell him to follow me because I'm going to pull ahead with Fenris so we can just haul ass.
Follow me is a command he knows very well. Velen mounts up in her sled with her 3 kobolds. And she's like, we're going to East Haven?
East Haven.
I think so.
Let's go. At as fast of a pace as you can, you set off. Very quickly you come out of the mountain pass, and honestly not too far from where the Nautiloid ship was. Do you want to stop there on the way, or is that a do later thing? Also, point of order, where are the squidlings?
If we got to drop off the squidlings, don't we got...
Yeah, can we just throw the backpack of the squidlings and the crystal at the Nautilus as we pass?
I mean, yeah.
We need to get. We gotta get shit done.
I understand that is a Dick Buckus move, but we got things to do.
I mean,
Just
I will say,
football.
Elena, when they came back after helping the one that the mind flayer that we let loose, another thing we've let loose, Elena was just like, all right, back in the bag.
And they happily climb into the nice warm bag.
Which minutes later they'd be hucked from a.
And you put the crystal in there with them? As you put the crystal in, there is almost like a hunger that you see in the squidlings' eyes as their tentacles all reach out towards the crystal and they caress it down into the bag. And then very, very faintly, Elena, you notice that there is a pulse in the crystal and in the squidlings' eyes. So you take off, And
Sure.
you all get, let's say, within 100 or so feet of the Nautiloid, and you just... Okay.
Holler out and just like, yo!
As-
I can cast thaumaturgy and yell. Just let them know that
Dreadavax.
we're dropping off.
Dreadavax.
Yeah.
So you launch the bag. Farron yells thaumaturgically, Dreadavax! And then as the bag is sailing through the sky, and you continue northeast.
Okay.
It is dark. It is cold. It is cloudy, and it is windy. Pushing through the first hour, you just continue.
Hello, Lena. This is Midge. There's a huge fire to the southeast. I think one of the towns is burning. Are you alright? You can reply to this message.
Midge, Elena. Chardalyn Dragon loose. 10 towns in danger. In danger. Warn speaker. Find safety now. And that's the message for that one.
A second goes by.
Alright, I'll speak with the speaker. I'll send messages to the others. Where should I send them? Where should I have them go?
Guys, any ideas?
Just not in the
Broom
towns.
Shander's the last.
Bryn
yeah,
Shander was the
Broom
last.
Shander's the last one.
They just need to be out of the towns.
Yeah.
The towns are the targets, not the people.
Maybe even out of East Haven. If they can get people out of East Haven, maybe send. Oh gosh, I don't want them to fry on the road.
Tell
Oh my
them to
gosh.
stick away from the roads. Try to get out of town.
Okay. Get out of the towns. The towns are being targeted. Stay away from the main roads. Seek warm shelter where you can.
Out of East Haven?
And you get no response this time. You think
Oh god.
Midge may have to spend her magic otherwise at the moment.
Yeah.
Spend your magic. Spend your magic. Otherwise, didn't get anything back. But message is sent.
Oh, I'm gonna throw up. I'm not gonna throw up. I'm okay.
It's from the alcohol. Stop drinking.
Well,
You'll build up
need
a
to
tolerance.
stop.
Don't worry about it.
This is actually your intervention.
we're just riding through
Oh,
the snow
love
like,
you.
oh, this is awful. This is awful.
The second hour goes by. I need Constitution saving throw for the dogs, for Fenris, and for Yami. So I'm gonna roll for the dogs. Two failures. 4 of the dogs get 1 point of exhaustion. This does not affect their speed.
They're good dogs. They're such good dogs.
That's a 21 for Fenris.
It's a DC 10.
Okay. And then Yami is like 16.
Nice. I got a 9 and a 6 for the dogs, and then a 17, so...
They're just gonna run until they're exhausted like good dogs do, and then we're gonna love them back to health.
You hear
Yeah.
Yami and the 2 lead dogs give like encouraging barks and Yami noises to the other dogs, and you see them like regain some composure and keep pushing. The end of the 3rd hour comes. I need another con save. So these 2 are the dogs that failed before. DC 12 this time. They all succeeded. 13, 13, and natural 20.
Yeah, I've got 2 18s.
To the west, you see a beam of blinding light. And you can start to see a glow across the waters as you pass the lake. Good meat is burning. The end of the 4th hour comes. You're getting so close to East Haven you can almost see it. One last con save for Fenris, Yami, and the dogs. That's cocked.
The Farron roll was coming. That's 2 2s. So they're fails, but it's like a 6 and a 5.
So 2 of the dogs take a 2nd point of exhaustion. Their speed is halved. Yami and Fenris fail and take their 1st point of exhaustion. Thankfully, you're close enough that they don't have to push any further. You take the dogs in. You've been to East Haven before. It's normally, not quite as bustling as Bryn Shander, which is the most bustling of the 10 towns, but there seem to be less people. A contingent of townsfolk with lances come towards you. You've returned. We received a message from Marjorie Saxter through the speaker. We were told to evacuate.
Bless your heart, but
get
you
out
need to
of
do
town.
that.
Get out of the town.
We are the militia. We have to stay and do as much as we can.
Oh goodness.
You
Are those
going
magical
to
weapons?
Die.
You will die if you.
Are those magical weapons?
No.
Then you will die.
Why are you here then?
You are brave. You are doing a great service, but you will be fodder, and you need to please leave and believe us.
Protect the
Best thing
people.
you can do is protect the townsfolk.
Yes.
Yes.
Farron, make a perception check.
Can I make a persuasion check?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
That's a 22.
Oh, you can do it with advantage, Laurel, because the rest of the party was helping.
Oh, good.
Which I will resolve
see.
Farron's blind sight check after
What was
this
it?
persuasion.
14.
We have to stay and protect the town.
Oh, fuck.
Farron, creeping around a couple buildings, and before you can say anything, you see 12 Duragar unleash crossbows on these militia. They all go down. And then we're going to go to break and come back into combat.
What the?
So you just watched 8 militia folk. Just townsfolk in somewhat armor.
There's
Old weather
Durgar
gear.
here too?
And there's Duragar. And they
Oh,
just
God.
wasted 8 militia folk.
Oh, God.
Which does make them all visible. So everybody can see them. So yeah, we're going to take a break, everyone. Hydrate up. And we'll be back in a bit.
Oh.
All right, we'll be back shortly. And we're back. Sorry that took a little bit longer. We were doing some inspiration talk, which Belle said we should just do live. So I do allow for player inspiration.
We'll do it live.
I allow for player inspiration, and they get 1 to give out per story arc. I did forget to mention that heading to Sunblight Citadel is the next story arc, so player inspiration does refresh. So we were also discussing them giving out, because I didn't announce this, incorrect line with the story, that I'm allowing them to retroactively give out their player inspiration to other players. Call gave his to Laurel. Farron had previously given his to Call. Laurel had also given hers to Call, and Elena gave hers to Zeke. And then everybody now has fresh inspiration. And also, because of the plan that they were coming up, which I'm not going to break into at all, I'm going to let them do out. I want it to work so bad, I gave them all DM inspiration, so that they just have that extra little chance of the dice not ruining this outstanding plan. So, with that being said, let's get some initiatives from the party. I have to put them
Y'all, we
on
have
there.
a plan.
We actually have a
And-
plan.
Oh.
That sounded like a...
Natural 20. for
Oh,
initiative.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so... There's Velen, and we'll add her to combat. Alright, so we'll start with Elena. What is your initiative?
9 straight up.
Not bad, not bad.
Could be
Call. Ooh. Laurel.
Natural 20 for 22.
You have advantage on your first attack.
Mine's also natural 20 for 22.
Rosies?
Rollies. Okay.
Rollies? Three.
17.
Alright, so I'm gonna put you at a 23, Farron. Maybe.
Perfect.
I'm trying to.
Okay.
23.
So I go second.
And Yami will also be a 23. And Velen. That jumped on my other dice. Ooh. Velen got a 17. She has no dex mod. She is not dexterous. So,
Yeah, what is the vibe I get from Velen?
you can roll an insight check.
Like a character, class. Like, what does she look like she's good
Wizard.
at? Oh, okay, 17.
And, okay,
17
so
insight. Okay.
she did say that she was an arcane practitioner, so given how she does her magic and how you saw some of it, you can discern that she is a wizard. With that 17 and her nonchalantness about necromancy,
About
Probably
her
a-
dogs being dead.
probably a necromancer.
Yeah, that's not natural.
However, no, that's about it. Like, I mean, you can discern that she is not evil. Like, this is not an evil individual.
Okay.
But they're doing some things that,
Morally,
as a member of the
Dark
Emerald
gray.
Enclave, you're not particularly okay with.
okay.
Like, I mean,
I'm keeping an eye on her.
yeah,
It's fine.
that's probably for the best.
Same.
I have one more weird question.
Mm-hmm.
So it took us about 4 hours to get here.
Yes.
And in that time, that dragon went to Dugan's Hole, blew it up, and is already attacking Goodmead.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have any sense of how quick it's going to get here? Can I guesstimate at all?
Roll a survival check for me. Being that you're
do
in
I
the
get to use my
Arctic, you can
ranger
use
stuff for it?
Yeah.
Yes. Holy shit, that's a million. That's a natural 20 for a lot and a half.
Given the size of Dugan's Hole and the destructive force you saw that it's had, chances are it's on its way to East Haven, but might take it a couple hours.
Okay, so it's coming. but
So top of the round is Mr. Farinakwe.
okay. Dragon is not here yet. I just need to hit some Dwergar. So I will run to this fella over here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna swing a couple times. So first one's an advantage, because natural 20s. Ooh, that's good. That's a 21 to hit.
21 most definitely hits.
9 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then the second swing,
Mm-hmm.
also a 21 to hit.
Hits.
And it will take 8 points of slashing damage. And Yami's gonna put a little Meshuggah on that for another 1 point of fire damage.
So that's...
And then
okay.
Yami will come over and he'll take a bite at this guy.
Okay.
Ooh, that's really good too. I don't want to use the good rolls now. I want to save them. The 23 to hit for Yami.
That hits.
That is minimal damage. That is 4 points of piercing damage.
With that, Yami like bites into the calf of this guy and just pulls his leg out from underneath him and then goes for the throat, and he is no more.
Good boy.
Laurel.
All right. So, are buildings in this state of destruction?
No. This is
Oh,
just
okay.
the town map I have available to me.
Okay, just
Quickly.
wanted to make sure that wonder if things were on fire or whatnot. I am going to rush up to there in an uncharacteristic move. I'm going to rush up, and I'm going to cast Thunder Wave. Second level.
What is the radius on that?
The radius is a 15-foot cube originating from you.
You will hit Yami.
Creature. No.
Okay. So 15-foot cube. Let's do a box. Here we go. Box.
Big old boxing.
Let's do. Okay, let's set that to the 15 feet, and then we're gonna scooch that. Oh, that's not as big as I thought it was. You know. Okay, so you don't hit Yami.
Oh.
Wait,
Oh,
15-foot cube or 15-foot radius cube?
15-foot cube.
Okay,
It's
so
just a 15-foot cube.
Okay, so because
It's
that
really
Duragar,
pathetic.
because that Duragar is enlarged, you do get him as well. So you get those three guys. And what's the save on that?
It's a Constitution saving throw. Con 15.
Okay, the two unenlarged ones get dirty 20s. The big guy gets a natural 1.
Oh, well. There's at least that.
So they still take half damage.
Oh, and I rolled like poop, and it's only 8 damage total, so 4 to the ones that succeeded.
Okay.
But they do get pushed 15 feet away from me.
Just the one that
10
failed?
feet away from me. Failed, yes.
Okay, I'm going to say because of his size, he's only pushed 5 feet.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
This spell is trash. I don't like it anymore.
Hey, at least it's not as big as we thought in Hurting Friends.
I would have preferred that, honestly. I would like to pull out of there. Can I use a bonus action to pull out?
I mean, you can move if you still have movement. You don't have the bonus action of disengage.
I used my bonus action to turn into a crag cat.
Oh, okay. Let's get you a crag.
The beans.
Oh, murder beans.
Oh, come on. What's going on here? There we go. There we are. Cragcat Laurel.
And that's my turn. Thank you.
Okay. It is the Durgar's turn. That one? Yeah, this one. He's going to... Yeah, he's going to enlarge. So that's a bonus action. And he's going to become a big boy. And he's going to take 2 attacks on you with his big hammer. That is a 24 and a 13. Remember, you have +1 to AC as a Cragcat now. So do both of those hit?
I'm sorry, what were the
24
numbers?
and a 13.
24, yes, hits.
13 misses?
13 does not.
Okay. You take 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Nope, sorry, 11. He's enlarged.
Oh.
He a big
Okay.
boy.
Big
Okay.
boy.
And that is his turn. It is Velen's turn. Velen is going to pull out a wand, and the tip of it, or from near her fingers, sparkles will start to shine, and then out the tip, 5 magic missiles are going to hit this guy down here. So that is 5d4 plus 5. 19 points of force damage to him. And he's looking busted up. It is Durgar's turn. He will charge over to here and also take 2 attacks on Cragcat Laurel. That is a 14 and a 7.
My AC is 14.
You take 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And that is his turn. This guy's turn. He's going to enlarge. He is going to run over here because there are some more militia folk starting to show up.
Yay.
He's going to take 2 attacks on the militia guy. And misses? With a 13 and a 1. Okay. And then we go to this Durgar. Who is that guy? He is going to enlarge as well. And because... You know what? He's going to try and smash through and actually make that as broken as it looks. With a natural 20. He just takes his hammer and smashes through the building and rubble goes flying. And then he moves into this square here. And it is Elena's turn.
I'm gonna try and aim for one of the Durgar. There's probably still somewhere that are probably like wrecking the place. She is going to use chromatic orb on one of the nearest ones. That is a 16.
That hits.
Even. Sweet. Ooh. That is 19 total damage.
Nice.
So this big guy that just got blasted with some magic missiles after smashing through this building, as he's getting ready to raise his hammer to attack Laurel in her Cragcat form, you shoot this orb at him, and he freezes in place and just cracks and falls to shards. He's dead. Mark off 1 point on your cold training.
Ooh, way ahead, yeah.
Anything else?
Not unless we know the disco cube or sphere can help at this point in time. Oh, wait.
Wait.
Oh, wait. So Sorry, Ladame. Please, can you remind me which one was the wild magic? I feel that was the sphere.
That's the cube.
The cube. Okay, what do you have? Wrong eyes. Can, as a bonus action, I pull out and or activate the cube?
It does take an intelligence arcana check if you're not attuned to it.
I don't believe I am, but yeah, intelligence arcana, sure.
Go for it. So
that is
what
a
Elena...
19.
That's a 19. That's a success. Please roll a D100 for me. So for those at home, the Cube of Disco is a magical item that they received from the Deep Gnome magic salesman Disco. He named it after himself. And what it does is if activated, it creates a wild magic surge.
72.
72.
First
Elena.
was a 7, the second was a 2.
You gain resistance to all damage for the next 1 minute. So from all sources, you will take half damage.
Oh my gosh, that's for the next 10 rounds.
Send the sorcerer in.
Yes,
Wow, that's
let's
awesome.
do the sorcerer of the dragon. Yes.
Fuck Elsa, I'm Scarlet Witch, y'all.
You got a new barbarian.
Do you want to
Oh,
move?
yes.
So, Elena, you feel your skin and clothing almost harden to, like, steel, but you don't feel like you can't move. So, do you want to move at all, or will that be it
Yeah.
for you?
Send me in there, coach.
All right. I send you in. I'll put you in behind
Someone can
Cragcat
easily
Laurel,
retreat.
but
Yeah.
not quite in combat.
Gotcha.
So you are 10 feet away from the closest Duergar. And it is
Okay.
the next Duergar's turn. It is this guy. He's going to enlarge. And he's going to take 2 swings on Cragcat Laurel. A 14 and a miss. You take 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And that ends his turn. It is the next guy's turn. He is down here. He enlarges and attacks this building with a 16 and a 19. Sorry, a 17 and a 19, and just tears a hole in the side of the building. Next Duergar is this little guy here. He's going to enlarge and go and attack this other militia member. It's a 21. That guy takes 11 points of damage and is dead. Call, it is your turn.
Alright, Call's gonna bonus action into a rage. And then he's going to run up to this Duergar over here
All right.
to the right of our beamed friend over here. And he's gonna take out his new toy.
You can wield it in melee. It does not have to be.
Yeah. And he's gonna try to take his first swing at this Duergar right here.
Go for it, sir.
Please. That's a 21 to hit.
That hits.
And you said this was a D8?
Yes. So whatever you roll on that, it does bludgeoning and force damage equal to the die roll.
So that's going to be 8 for bludgeoning and...
So what did you roll on the die?
Oh, I rolled 3 on the die, but it's +5.
So it's 3 bludgeoning. Or sorry, 3 bludgeoning and 3 force plus 5 damage. So that's 11 damage.
And would that be +2 for my rage?
Yes, so that'd be 13 damage. Also, because there is the other little bit of it, he needs to make a Constitution strength saving throw, or be knocked back and prone. Sorry, but just back. So he needs to make a con save, and he fails.
Yes.
He is knocked back 10 feet. So that is 13 damage to him. He's looking rough. These guys are not particularly strong. There's just a lot of them. Anything else, Colin? You still have
that was 20. That was 20 feet of movement. So I'm gonna move right up here, 10 more feet, and I'm gonna attack this next Duragar with my second attack.
Go for it.
With the same little toy. So. That is a 16 to hit.
That hits. That just hits.
Yes.
And that's a D8. So 6. So 6, 4, 6.
That's 21 damage. No.
Okay.
7.
What?
That's 19 damage.
Okay.
Fuck.
Plus, he gets to save too.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't?
Because
No?
you
Okay.
clock him so hard that he falls back and is shrinking in form. Dead. Previous attack
Oh.
on him had him injured.
All right. That was 20, 30. Call moves up one more spot. Right next to that Duragar. And that's his turn.
Okay. It is this guy's turn. Call, I would also like you to make an intimidation check with advantage. As you are hitting and murdering these Duragar with their king's hammer.
Intimidation with advantage.
Yes.
Oh, that's not very good at all. That is a 7.
Okay, so this guy, in a fit of rage, seeing you with his king's hammer, rushes you and takes 2 attacks on you. That is a 19 and a 24.
Both hit.
You take 22 points of piercing damage, halved to 11. That is his turn. This guy. This guy then. There he is. That's the one. This guy is going to take 2 swings on the house. Takes a huge chunk out of the side of the house. This last guy is going to enlarge. And try and avenge his friend. He's going to take 2 swings at Farron. 23 and a 22. You take 22 points of piercing damage. Top of the round, Farron.
All right, that didn't feel very good. My turn. I will take my first swing.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 16 to hit.
16 just hits.
Awesome. Where is the damage? That will be 13 points of slashing. And Yami's gonna help out a little bit and give it another 6 points of fire. So 19 total.
Oof. All right, yeah, you hit him pretty hard, and he's looking rough.
All right, second swing at him. That's a lot. 26.
You hit.
Ooh, that's max damage. That's 15 points of slashing.
So, first attack, you slash into him, and he like holds himself forward with pain. Next one, right for the throat, and he is done.
All right, I will reposition myself up into this little cranny.
Okay.
And I'll have Yami come over here and attack the one that's been hitting Laurel.
Okay. Did not leave his area of reach, so you do not take an attack of opportunity.
That is not gonna hit. That's a 10.
That misses. So he goes to nip at it, and he just ends up biting a metal plate. No damage. Laurel.
All right.
Okay, so what I want to do is see this guy in front of me?
Yeah.
I just want to, with my big old furry self, I just want to give him a big old hug. Like, I just kind of want to grapple him. I want to put all my weight on him.
Okay. Make an athletics check with advantage because you are flanking. You are doing this as an attack, and you're flanking with Farron.
Okay.
So he's
okay,
going
and
to
I'm
make
using,
an opposed. The Craig Cats, yeah.
So advantage. Okay. Okay. Why did that give me just a +4? Oh, okay, I see what it did. Okay, so that was 15 +3, so 18 athletics.
He got an 11. So you like rear up to just about the same height as this guy and just smash your big old paws into his shoulder, and he loses balance, and you have him pinned on the ground.
Well, I was hoping to kind of push him back into his friend.
Okay, I'll have him make a strength save.
Like, you know, domino effect kind of thing.
What is your spell save DC?
15? I
He
believe it's
fails.
15.
Because I'm going to use your
Yeah,
spell save
15.
DC for that, and he is pushed into the guy behind him. He is prone, but the other guy stops him, and he is not prone. So the guy in
Okay.
front of you is prone.
Okay, wonderful. Can I bite? Or is that my whole turn?
That would be your action to
To
a
just
shoving
knock
attack.
him
Yeah.
over. Okay, I don't have multi-attack. Okay.
You do, but multi-attack, it takes an action, and a shove attack is also an action.
Gotcha. Well, hey, that's fine. That's my turn then.
It is Velen's turn, and instead of from the yep,
No, it's okay. Keep going. I need to figure something out. Sorry.
instead of from her wand from the same wand, she pulls out a different wand. This one's a little bit more plain, and shoots another 5 magic missiles at the guy in front of Call. Ooh, that's better. Oh yeah. That's enough damage that with the force damage, the guy almost evaporates based on the damage Call did prior. And that is Velen's turn. It is this guy's turn, who somehow did not enlarge last time, but will now, and is also going to take 2 hits on this house. This house is toast. Next guy,
Oops.
where are you? This guy is going to take 2 attacks on the militia in front of him. He's dead. And then he's going to move forward. Elena.
Alright. Next closest folk is also going to get a orb of ice to the face.
Absolutely.
Depending.
There is one right in front of Elena, or sorry, right in front of Cragcat Laurel, and he's giant and prone on the ground.
Advantage.
So he's easy attack. Yeah, advantage.
Advantage? Sweet. Yeah, I'm going to take out that higher roll right there, because that was a 19 that I rolled.
That hits.
Plus... Oops, gotta switch. Yeah, that's a 26 to hit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Three. Not as high this time. That was just 8 damage.
How much?
8 damage total.
Okay, so he is not dead yet, but he's pretty dang close. Go ahead and mark off another point of cold training.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anything else,
I'm at
Elena?
10 now. I'm at 10 ice magic.
Nice.
On the route 2 anyways. Can I do another shot from the disco cube?
It's a bonus action, so yeah. Make an Arcana check.
Why not? Okay.
I love this.
This
Rolled
thing has
another
never
19
seen so much use.
Rolled another 19 for a 26. Okay.
You succeed, roll a d100.
And 58.
Okay. You don't notice any difference at the moment.
Oh no.
Come on.
Okay, so that
Oh
is
no, I hate it.
Durgar's turn.
We'll
He's going
see.
to rush call and make 2 attacks on him. That is a 21 and a 13, so that's 1 hit. You take 11 points of piercing damage, half to 5. Next Durgar, he's going to... No, not him. He is going to rush over here and take 2 attacks on Cragcat Laurel. 1 hit, that is 11 points of piercing damage.
I turn back into... Wait, who hits me?
This guy that just ran up next to
Oh,
Call.
okay, I see. I turn back into myself.
Okay. And next guy, him. This guy is going to take 2 attacks on the militia folk. First attack downs this guy. Second attack downs that guy. Call.
Okay. I am just gonna turn to the one that hit me, the bottom Durgar, and I'm just gonna start swinging some hammers. Yeah.
What are they doing here in East Haven? What are all these Durgar doing here?
Oh, first one's a 14 to hit.
He just lifts his leg out of the way, and you were going for his ankle.
All right. Second hit. Misses again. It's a 13.
Off balance from the miss, you swing a little wide on the second one. Anything else?
And yeah, Call's gonna do a bonus action frenzy attack.
Did he frenzy during the last battle with Zardarok? I think he did. Okay.
Yes, he did.
Alright, so keep in mind that after this, he will have 2 points of exhaustion. I'll let you, because you... Having all this information, you can change that, retcon that if you want to not frenzy yet.
Yeah,
But-
I'm not gonna frenzy.
Okay. Anything else then? Any bonus actions that you
No.
could do?
No, that's gonna be my turn.
Okay. Is the Durgar in front of Laurel's turn? He's going to stand up and very angrily take 2 attacks on Laurel. An 8 and a 23. You take 11
No, I'm-
points of piercing damage.
Damn it. Okay.
Next Durgar.
It's just piercing, it's nothing else.
just piercing.
Okay.
This guy's going to take 2 attacks on Farron. Both miss. It is the Militia's turn. They are going to swarm the Durgar as best as possible. Some of them have crossbows, so they will stay back. So we'll make a couple general attacks. 1 hit. 2 hits. 3... 5. So 5 out of the 8 that you can see hit, and they take down one Durgar, and the other one is got a few crossbow bolts in him. Farron, is your turn.
You guys are doing great.
Okay. So
I'm not
there's
wearing
the guy
hockey
that's-
pads.
The guy that's hitting into Laurel. Do I have flanking because of call?
You do. If you attack the one that is between you and Call, and also due to Laurel.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah,
He's-
I'm
he's
going
big.
to swing away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad I had advantage. That's a 24 to hit.
Hits.
7 points of slashing damage.
He's looking rough.
And I'll take my second swing. Let's put him down.
Yes, come on, come on, come on, come on.
That is a 16
Yeah.
Just hits.
for 8 points of slashing.
You take 1 slash across his thigh, and another one you take across his abdomen, and he stumbles, bleeding out on the ground. Gone.
Yes.
I will step into this guy, and Yami's gonna run.
The side of that house is destroyed and is not an obstacle anymore. So you don't
Okay.
have to move if you don't want it.
No, I'm still gonna step there.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have Yami run across here and try to bite this guy.
Okay.
Get him, buddy. Get him, buddy. That's a 23.
Hits.
That's 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay, he's still standing, not particularly happy about his situation. So that is Farron and Yami. Laurel.
Okay. How are people looking? Has anyone been hit by Call's looking a little iffy?
Colin and Farron have taken a little bit of damage.
Okay, Elena, yeah, good. Yeah. Elena, Elena, get in there. You can get in there.
You can take a few hits.
Yeah. Okay. Laurel reaches over to Call. If I were to cast 2 spells in a turn, it would have to be a
One has to be a
leveled
cantrip.
spell. One has to be a cantrip. Okay. Then we're just gonna go with a Cure Wounds, 2nd level, and Call gets 11 points of healing back.
Nice.
That I can't do anything else this turn. So that's go team. That's my turn.
It is Bellen's turn, and I did not look at her spells. Do this real quick. Okay, she is going to move up. Come on. She's going to move up to here, and she's going to cast Chill Touch at the Durgar in front of Call. That's a hit. So that is 3d8 damage for her.
I recognize that move.
Alright, so she does 14 points of necrotic damage to the one just south of Call, and he's looking pretty bad. So that is her turn. Next, Durgar turn. So this guy's turn. Being smart enough to know where the easier targets are, he's going to run and go take 2 attacks at the militia folk. And with one big swing, 2 more of them fall. Okay. So that is that guy's turn. It is Elena's turn.
Alrighty. You got my message there.
I did.
She will jump in and do some Ray of Frost, if at all possible. To answer your other question, I can't see it anyway, so I'm just gonna trust.
I will
And
zoom
set
in
up
a
a medical access.
bit more for you. Alright, so yeah, you can get right up in there and cast Ray of Frost.
Cool, that's the plan. Boop. That's a 17 to hit.
17 hits. You're attacking the one that is in front of you, Yami and Call and Laurel?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes. And that is 10 damage.
He's looking like he's going to go home run hit Yami, and as you reach out and this Ray of Frost hits him, he freezes and drops his armor, and like his hand shatters off and he is no more.
We're
Mark
not
off
losing you
another-
again, Yami.
Mark off
Not
another
again.
point of cold training. Anything else, Elena?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that another another cue for that bonus action. I am down with that.
If you attune to it, it's just a bonus action. No roll.
Sweet! Haha! Alright. Ooh. What if I get a 10 in the 10 spot?
You got to roll your Arcana check first.
Oh, right.
But the 10 in the 10 spot is 10.
Oh, okay. Arcana check, that's a 17 for that one.
That succeeds. So a 10 on the first roll.
10 on the first roll and a 5.
So 15. Okay. Again, you don't notice anything at the moment. Like this time you feel something. Doesn't feel bad. But it's just like a little tingly. Right. Anything else?
She will also just be making sure can get to the next, whoever it is, target, if there's anyone that's targeting anything. Or give flanking to anyone.
Yeah, you can easily scoot around and give flanking for Farron.
There you go, Farron.
Alright, it is a Duragar's turn. He's going to take 2 attacks on Call. That is a 23 and a 19.
Both hit.
That is 22 points of piercing damage, halved to 11.
Dang it, I just got that 11.
This Duragar is going to attack the militia folk.
No kidding. I'm not made of spells here. Come
He
on.
misses with both attacks. Call, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm just gonna hammer slap this Duragar by me.
Do it.
No, I'm not, because that's a 14 for the first one.
That's a miss, unfortunately.
And second one. Come on, those are the same last two rolls that I did. 13. I missed both. That is my turn.
Alright, so it is this last Duragar's turn, and he's actually going to go after what he thinks is the easier target, and he's going to take 2 attacks on Elena. That is a 9 and a natural 20.
20 hits.
So that would have been 22 points
Ooh.
of piercing damage, but it is halved to 11. Because you are resistant to all damage.
Yep. Yepers.
She's just gonna be like,
So he hits her, and frail Elena takes the hit.
She's gonna
he's-
milk it too, and just like, nah, that didn't come across naturally.
The fuck? Alright, so that's his turn. Top of the round. 4 more militia folk show up. And they all rush in. And they're gonna take some attacks on...
up, 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 up.
Hit. Natural 20 and hit. Miss. With a natural 20 and 3 other hits, both of these Duragar are gone. These guys like start lancing at them, hitting them with pitchforks, shooting them with crossbows, and they just overwhelm those 2 Duragar. Top of the round, Farron.
I'm going to attack. I'm gonna say she's tougher than she looks, isn't she? That's a 21 on the first.
That hits.
That will be 10 points of slashing damage.
All right.
And another one. That's an 18 to hit
That also hits.
for 7 points of slashing damage, plus a little Yami boost, plus 4 points of fire.
He's looking rough.
Well, crap. Yami will run over and give him a little nibble.
All right.
I'm not.
Super flanked, so advantage.
All right. That's not amazing, but it hits. That's a 17
Mm-hmm.
and 8 points of piercing damage.
So again, Yami just comes in and just like pulls his leg out from beneath him. The guy face plants into the building and isn't breathing. And Elena, he looks to you and goes, like, I got one for you too.
Such a good boy.
Good job, Yami. Good job.
All right, Laurel. Ooh, I am so sorry
Laurel's
this view is messed up.
honestly just keeping their hand upon Call's broad shoulder and heals again.
Okay.
That we've got 6. And that's my turn.
Okay. It is Velen's turn. She's going to rush over to here as fast as she can with her 25 feet of movement. And she's going to cast Chill Touch on the bottom guy. The natural 20. So that is max damage. So that's 24 plus 3d8. I've never seen a cantrip do so much damage.
Hold on. The DM has been critting on his own NPCs. NPCs versus NPCs.
Hey, you know?
I'm not complaining about it. I just want us to have some of the crits too.
That is 38 points of necrotic damage on this guy, and he
Holy
just, like,
cow.
rots away and falls to the ground. And at the end of Velen's turn, the townsfolk are breathing heavy. You all are breathing hard. All of the Duragard that you have seen lay dead on the ground.
I suppose this is something that I should have asked before we started attacking. Do they all look like Sunblight Duragar? They don't look like Musgard Duragar. Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Velen kind of approaches from the back. I wonder if this was his plan, to have Duragar assault once the dragon was released.
We need to check out. We need to get people
You need to evacuate.
out. Yes.
You need to evacuate the city into
Send
safer
send
place,
people
away
north.
from the
Send people
roads.
west. Send people just away. And not west, east.
Is there a head of militia anywhere, or anyone that was or is now?
One guy
Promotion.
goes, I guess that's me.
Is there anyone in town, or is it just the militia?
Everyone who wasn't willing to fight was sent to Bryn Shander. They were given sleds and told to cross the tundra and go straight there.
Everyone? Okay. Wow. Okay. That's great.
I was gonna take a greater healing potion out of the haversack and down it real quick.
Yeah.
The
Aaron's
guy,
gonna take a regular healing.
the new militia guard is looking around, counting the dead militia folk. Said, if I'm correct, we have 35 remaining militia. We've been fighting the Duragar all over town for the last 15 minutes or so.
Is that
Rushing.
when they showed up?
Huh? Yeah. He's like, yeah, they seem to start attacking one area at a time and spreading. Coming out of nowhere.
Okay.
Do
Alright.
any of these buildings have a tower or something high I can try to climb to?
In East Haven? Let's pull up the actual East Haven map now.
Yeah, that would be great.
Right. Okay. So where you all were fighting was near the East Way. Itself. You all were fighting over in that area. I didn't draw anything. Over in here. So the buildings that were destroyed are the 3 smaller ones that are in that circle. The larger one to the side has not been touched. That's the stable area. And so the militia folk were fighting all over the rest of town. Listening closely, you don't hear the sounds of combat coming. You don't hear steel on steel. You do hear shouting. It's all in common. You hear people shouting fire, help. There do appear to be militia folk running to other townsfolk aid and helping bandage them. I mean, it seems like a few people like, it's like, this is my damn house and I'm staying here and not going there. Now they're in trouble. And the militia folk are helping them.
Okay.
Is there anything in our immediate vicinity that's taller than other buildings?
Like the stables? Does that have like a weather vane on top of it, maybe? It looks kind of like it has maybe a peak.
I mean, the tallest building is, yeah, that's probably that. It's probably that one in the circle. That left one that's still there. It's a 2-story building. It's not particularly tall.
I'd like to climb to the top and I want to look west, southwest, and I'm looking for some wings.
Okay. Do you? Oh, yeah, you have dark vision.
I don't.
Oh, you don't. So it's dark. That's
But it's. This is also one of my favorite enemies
true.
in my favorite terrain. So does it just cancel?
Yeah. So yeah,
Just
make 2 perception checks for me, and we'll just average them out.
okay. One's a natural 20 for a 28,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one's a 21.
Okay. Where would he start looking first? Within town, or to the west where the dragon be coming from?
He's looking for the dragon first.
Okay. So the 28 will be first for that. On this roof, you do have a bit of advantage. The cloud cover is blocking any moonlight, starlight that could be getting through. So straight ahead of you is pitch. But you do notice the tiniest glow of what you can assume is good mead burning. And there is a large, well, at this distance it's very tiny, but a large shape that is rising into the sky in your direction with wings. Looking around
Ooh.
in town, you see a number of fires have been set and are starting to be put out. Several other buildings have been demolished. You don't see any fighting.
Can he look towards the tundra, and does he see like the bulk of East Haven, like traveling across the tundra, like with lanterns and crap, or like,
Yeah,
are they
looking.
sticking out like a sore thumb?
Yeah, there is a line of people.
A line.
They are traveling in almost like caravan fashion.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, of course they would.
One thing that you all have not seen is how the Durgar are generally traveling. You've seen no means of travel, meaning they probably walk everywhere. They are not
Really?
fast enough to catch up with people in dog sleds.
Well, that's good. My concern is the dragon seeing a line of people and being just like, oh, ha ha ha.
It's coming this way right now. Because it's an enemy. What I know more about how constructs work, like whether they follow instructions versus sentience versus something else.
Yeah, roll an Arcana check with advantage, because this is about your favorite enemy.
Hey, DM,
Or history, if you're better at that. What's up?
can I get a short rest?
You all want to take a half hour or so?
Do I think we have enough time for that?
What's your roll?
That's a 19.
Okay.
You think you have just over an hour before it arrives. Just over an hour to prepare.
Yeah, I think we try to rest.
Yeah.
So you all can take a short rest. Use any hit dice you need to use. Gain any back, any short rest abilities.
Call, I want you to take my sword too.
You sure?
You could
Yeah.
effectively wield the hammer in one hand and the longsword in another. And with your strength, that would allow you two weapon fighting, so you'd be able to use 2 attacks and your bonus action as your 3rd attack without using your frenzy.
Guess I will hand Johnson over to you.
I will take Johnson.
Yeah, you're a ranger. You can use greatsword. It's John's son.
John's son.
Yeah, John's broken, busted.
I left a word
unfortunate.
out on purpose.
So the militia folk have put out the fires, have started gathering up any injured that are too injured to travel, and have put them in a far east building to try and keep them out of as much immediate harm as possible. The guard captain comes back over to you shortly after your short rest. We're preparing for this dragon. We'll be able to help you as best as we can. We understand we can't do much, but any help we can provide to save anyone else.
I think you need to focus on saving yourselves.
We have injured that we can't just abandon now.
Are there...
All the means of
Is
transportation
there a
have been
bunker?
taken.
I don't know.
No.
If there's any means of protection somewhere out of the fighting, then that's the best position for you to be. Protect the sick and wounded.
If you stay here, you're all going to die.
Perhaps try and take everyone as far east in the town as possible.
We have them sitting in the speaker's house on the east side
Okay.
of town, the injured.
Okay.
We can set up there and man up with crossbows. And if we see any more Duragar, we can take them out. But if we need magical weapons,
For the dragon.
we would be useless.
The most useful thing you can do right now is to protect the remaining people as best as you possibly can. Right now, you are by no means useless. You have arms to fight. Duragar go down with regular weapons. Leave the dragon to us.
Another guard comes up. He's like, all right, hear me out. We blow up buildings if the dragon gets nearby certain designated buildings. There's nobody in them. The fire, the structure exploding might do something.
That's not magical damage, though.
But it's fire, right?
No, I
Is that
know.
fire? Is that
Do you have the means to make it explode?
Another
Just
guy
me-
shouts back, I think we got enough powder barrels to blow up 2 buildings.
Powder barrels.
Is there any way that we
Could you
can figure that
light
this
these
might
powder?
help?
Could you lob them? Do you have catapults?
No.
Okay.
We'd have to pre-stage and hope he gets near. I mean, chances are he's
Ew.
going to start on one side and just go through. If it's a construct, it's just going to mow through it, right? I don't
We
know how
need
these
to bring
things
it
work.
down. We need to bring it
We need
to
to
the
just bring it
ground.
down.
What were the wings made of for the Chardalyn Dragon?
It looked almost like it was leather with Chardalyn scales placed into it.
Oh, okay. It was leatherette. Okay.
Chardaleatherette.
Okay. I can I take the remaining time that's left to try and go over the paperwork that King Zardarok was using for plans for this construct?
Sure. What are you trying to glean from it? Anything specific? Because that might make it easier or harder depending on what you're trying to figure out.
Any weaknesses? Because we know what it's resistant to, but we don't know weaknesses.
That won't even require a roll. Going over it with Velen, there's no mention of weakness. And I'd say that could take.
Is there a way
maybe
to
10 or
see a
15
flaw? Find a flaw in the design, like a chink in an armor, like a weak spot in armor, sort of thing.
There has to be. There always has to be.
This check would be at disadvantage.
That's okay.
Velen helping would give you a straight roll.
Okay.
You need a natural 20
For what?
to find. It doesn't matter.
Didn't
Oh.
they say that they made this dragon with Chardalyn and the heart of a red dragon?
Hmm.
And
How do we get to the heart?
I rolled a natural one. I rolled a natural one.
You are beyond baffled by these schematics. This is way over your head. And even Velen's like, Infernal's not one of my, main languages. I only kind of understand some of it.
It's Friday the 13th, y'all. The DM saying you need a natural 20. It's a 1.
Okay, I'm gonna make a Farron roll here because Matt just had a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean Farron had a thought.
What was Matt's
I'm gonna
thought?
make a Farron roll.
I want to know what Matt's thought was, though.
What the dragon said before it left. Come on, Farron, please.
There was an Oxford comma in there that I did not pronounce.
An Oxford comma.
I will destroy my master.
my master.
It's like,
Shit.
I know. I thought that too at the end.
But-
I'm like, wait, what?
The dragon doesn't necessarily. I rolled well, so I'm gonna roll this out of Farron's brain. The dragon doesn't know that Zardarok is dead. Laurel, you can turn into things. I now speak Undercommon, so if somehow I can
Oh, so now we
ventriloquist
can
you?
speak Undercommon. Just suddenly?
I
Just
had
wow,
an
that could have been
epiphany. I had an
useful like a
epiphany.
day or two ago, Farron.
Epiphany.
leveling up mid-story is so awkward and funny.
So, but if
I know Undercommon. Okay.
we put you
Oh, wow.
on a building behind a building, we're gonna blow up, and you're Zardarok, and you're like, "Come here, my baby," and then boom.
Yes, 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 yes. I like it.
Is Dick Buckus really the come here baby type, or what do you like?
Probably more. My baby,
Get over here.
Get over here.
Okay,
It's like a Joey, how you doing? Like,
I'm going to roll an Arcana check at disadvantage for Velen, because she is here for this planning and is a practicer of Arcane.
Why disadvantage? It just
Because
shouldn't.
it's not something that she has studied.
Okay.
She got she got a 14 on disadvantage. She's like, I mean, I don't really know constructs, but I've seen golems that have like either command words or an item that needs to be held or worn.
The crown?
call digs
Because
in
he
the
didn't
haversack.
say anything, did he? He didn't. I didn't hear him say anything. There was no command word. There was blood, and then he laughed, and then he died, and then the dragon flew.
Call's got the little fleshy piece of his skull holding up the crown.
There's no flesh or skull. It fell away from it, so it is just the crown.
Okay.
Damn it.
So,
Yeah, I grab it and just kind of drop it real quick. It's on the ground.
make a Constitution saving throw.
God damn it.
Shoot.
No, that's a 12.
You take 1 point of poison damage. Not halved because you can't go lower than 1.
So
Alright.
I would need to wear that maybe as
Or-
King Dick Buckus.
Or anyone could probably wear that.
Are you
Wouldn't
sure
have to look
that
like
it's
Dick
safe?
Bucket.
Elena,
Yeah?
you're not taking damage. But oh no,
Wait.
that's long over. That's
Wait,
long
did
over.
she-
Never mind.
Yeah, you'd be taking...
That only lasted
Yeah.
a minute. Never mind.
So that's over.
No,
Darn.
that ended the combat.
Can you make that happen again?
You could have attuned to the cube during that short rest. So it's...
I want to say I did.
So there's no roll to activate it. Being attuned to it, you can sense the wild magic within it, and you can see where the rune has moved. And you can just bonus action use it.
I'm gonna use that one.
Roll a d100.
57.
I need to roll another Farron die.
57. You've already rolled that, so that starts happening again, but you're not quite sure what happened.
Oh, come on.
Okay, I rolled well again on a Farron die. I'd have to use my last spell slot. I can make Yami immune to poison. Does the crown need a high intelligence to be used? He has a 7, I think.
It hinges on the intelligence.
He has an 8. He has an 8.
I'm gonna say no, that it would not work. And it's not an intelligence-based thing, it's a competence-based thing. Yami would not have the innate knowledge to use a magical item.
He just a bubby.
Yeah.
He'd just be with a hurry crown on his head.
Well, I'm out of Farron ideas.
Okay, that was good though.
I tried.
Elena, do you happen to like lean up against anything after all of this, like a building
Yeah.
or?
She'll just take a lean on the building, just like trying to think.
So when you put your hands behind you to lean back, and as you get ready to like snuggle in, you're like, shit, that's getting warm. And as you all watch, as she puts her hands on the building behind her to like kind of settle in, the building where she touches it bursts into flames. For the next minute, any flammable object you touch that isn't being worn or carried by another creature bursts into flames. Militia freak out.
Oh,
And they all start shoveling snow at it, and they're able to put it out. And Elena, you just like,
Ooh.
and after a few minutes, you're like, and things don't catch fire anymore.
okay.
Okay, so that's what
Alright.
number 57 does, and 58. Okay.
I can just get mad and try to wear it, I guess.
And you
So how
are
long it
resistant
can
to
last.
poison.
See how long I can last.
That's smart. Yes.
But you don't take
Fine.
half damage from poison while being raged. So it would not be quartered.
Okay. Well, I could just wear it. Yeah.
If we can try it, and obviously if it doesn't work, just drop the crown. Just have nothing
say
more to
maybe
do with
that's
it.
Plan B. And
Like,
then
this was
Plan
not
A.
plan A.
No.
Plan A is throwing call at it.
Yeah, plan A is we have a Hulk. Like,
Yeah.
we're throwing call at it. Plan B is crown. Plan C is we're running.
And hopefully
And C is
somehow
pineapple.
warn Brinchander to get out.
Plan C
of
is
town.
pineapple.
So you all have roughly, from what Farron have gathered, about a half an hour.
So, are we going with the Hulk jump with the rod, or
How do you
then-
feel about a call?
And then try to put the crown on if that doesn't like do enough damage, or
Call's involved in that first one there. If it goes to plan B, I will throw the crown on. And figure it out.
are you going to be able to keep taking all that?
I've
I
got a
can feed her
potion and
potions.
a hell lot of luck.
Because if I jump up there and throw this rod and try to run it through this dragon's mouth and see if I can like rip a hole in it
Or
or
bring it to
something.
the ground at the very least. That's the big thing that
I-
we're trying to do is bring it down to the ground.
Two things are going to happen. I'm either go in the damn dragon's mouth with the damn rod and I'm going to be stuck in there, or I'm going to rip through this dragon and I'm going to be falling hundreds of feet to the damn ground. So I'm going to need
So,
some
Going
kinda
back
help.
to when you fought it in the forge, when it did its breath weapon, it came out of like lines that were in its face. It almost looks like the front shield of a knight's helmet. It doesn't have a mouth per se.
Okay.
Oh, is it like a grill? Okay.
So yeah, I'm either I'm gonna need somebody's help probably after this attempt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Option Z.
I
If
don't
you
have
get
the
up
right
there-
spells.
Maybe you can pin its wings together.
How
How-
big is this thing?
Yeah, how big was this dragon? Adult?
Its
Ancient?
size category is huge.
Young, baby.
Baby?
Huge.
Well, even if you can only grab one wing, it still needs both wings to fly.
If you could rip
Its
like,
head
rip
was
one wing
about
apart.
2/3 or so the size of Call. This thing's big. Its head is about 4 feet, like top to bottom.
Like, okay, so honestly, if you get the Hulk jump up there, if you pierce through the wing and pirate glide down the wing sort of thing,
Is the
we gotta rip that wing apart or something.
so I am gonna have to use this Farron sword to do that, because I don't think the rod's gonna rip through Chardalyn unless it's just I can't penetrate it. I'd have to put it in like front of it and let it run into it.
Right. Let's keep the rod for when it's on the ground, and then we can keep it on the ground,
Pin it down,
I think.
maybe.
Owen, do you have any input? Any ideas?
Yeah, Velen, what do you have for like spells?
To make it easier for, say, Call to land on his feet at a higher distance, or
Right.
You said you have a rod?
Yeah, and I'll hold up the movable rod.
What if he just sliced through the wing with the sword and caught himself with the rod?
Ooh, that might. Wouldn't that dislocate his shoulder?
I mean, better than falling 150 feet straight down.
I mean, true.
Not if I just fall, click the button, fall another 5 feet, click the button, fall just like, little slow little drops.
Click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. That sounds like a good move.
Oh my god, I'm looking at her spells, and because I didn't prepare anything, the only thing she has prepared is Magic Missile. So I'm just looking through, it's like Magic Missile, man. I was like, okay, she has more spells than that.
Great.
By any chance, I saw Midge once make call really fast. Like everything he did was fast. Can you do that?
That sounds like haste. That's not something I have. It's not my specialty.
Gosh, I really have the worst spells chosen right now.
I
I mean, they're
have
not really that bad, but they're just all healing.
most of mine bring things back or make things dead.
Well, you might have to bring something back. Just
I'll have to bring a couple somethings back.
Possibly 4 something's back.
I have an idea. And she kind of just looks over to the Duragar corpses.
Would they
Spot.
fight for you?
For 24 hours or until they die, whatever comes first.
Get to it, please?
Please.
She walks over to it and casts Create Undead.
Oh,
and
God.
3 of the Duragar corpses kind of stand up. Very, like, mechanically. She's like, well, that was my
Are they-
6th level spell.
Oh god, this is
Oh.
unnatural.
Are they still big?
No.
Or can they be big anymore? No.
No, right now she just looks at him. I'd say they're zombies.
Oh, that's not useful, really.
That's really
They're meat shields.
Otter.
Yeah.
Distractions.
Yep.
I really wish we had a catapult.
Guessing nobody heard that. That sucks.
Nope, I heard it.
Oh.
What? Sorry.
There we go.
That's probably how I intended it. I'm so sorry for anybody at home.
I don't know what.
You're not
I
hearing
heard it.
the roar thing?
I heard it through Bell's mic.
I heard it through my earphones.
I'm so confused. It should be coming through voice mod. I'm so confused. But anyway, in the distance, you hear that screaming, metallic cry. Okay. Oh, sorry for those at home. I'm gonna go back and turn that back down. I didn't mean to turn it up so loud. Let's try there.
Yeah, I heard it. It's awful.
Okay. And you start to hear the beating of wings. And that's
Whatever
where
we're
we're
gonna
going
do,
to
let's
end
do it
tonight.
now.
I can't say it. I can't.
Oh,
What? Can't what?
Say it.
Say it.
say it.
I'm gripping Johnson real tight right now.
We're grown ass adults.
I usually do as well.
Hunter, I'm laughing. Don't
This
whine.
isn't
You're
even
fine.
mine.
It's not even my Johnson.
Whose Johnson is it? Why do you have
Nose
Cole
frozen
Johnson?
ass. You
I'm
know.
doing so good. You guys wrecked me.
I'm just trying to laugh before I have to make a new character.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Hey, oh boy.
Good job, everyone.
Oh, come
I
on.
think-
Come
think-
on. A little bit of faith, people.
Oh yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
My
We'll be
everything
fine.
hurts and I haven't been hit by it yet.
Going into this with only a short rest under your belt, the Chardalyn Dragon is bearing down on East Haven.